Hello trainers, Ganeto here, and today we're diving together into Open Great League with a team that I truly believe it is gonna work pretty good for you. We got Registeel up on the lead, followed up by Pelipper and Gliscor. Those two at the back are gonna do a lot of work against the enemy. You can see here that we are already doing a lot of solid damage to that Bastiodon, and of course even against a Stunfisk you can still do the same with your Pelipper. At the back we also have Gliscor, which is gonna serve mainly as our closer because of the fact that it carries the move Earthquake and it can nuke pretty much anything, while Night Slash is gonna be used for coverage and for some nice boosts that we're gonna see on the entirety of this video. I was having a pretty bad lead here, so I will tank those flamethrowers, get almost to that Zap Cannon and unleash its power to that Medicham which returns into the battle. With that debuff and of course the shield gone, I can now go in with my Gliscor and start doing some solid work against that Stunfisk. Those rock slides are still hurting, but they need 3 of those to finish me off, so I'm gonna get there to the Earthquake, snipe down the Stunfisk. That was pretty big at that moment, and right now we can go ahead and start either baiting or go for that straight Earthquake. I'm gonna charge up so much energy, now go for the Night Slash because before I did not bait, so now they might think I will do the same, but instead I go for that Night Slash, grab the shield, and now the Earthquake will connect for big damage while reading my enemy here. Into the next one, and we're facing a Nidoqueen up on the lead. Nidoqueen might have been debuffed, but still is gonna be a threat for Registeel, so we're just gonna go here for that Focus Blast for sub cheap damage, and of course I will try to catch here the Earth Power on my Pelipper. We managed to do that successfully, and Earth Power is gonna just tickle my Pokemon here, and I'm gonna go now for that Weather Ball. They overfarmed a little bit before they went out. That was pretty smart from my enemy, and I will just go ahead and do more damage with those Weather Balls against that Umbreon. Even with the debuff from that Earth Power, I'm pretty sure I can force them in using some energy. So here comes now the foul play, down we go, and Registeel now can go in and have a pretty smooth gameplay against Umbreon here. I think they can outspeed to the move, but hopefully we can get here before they reach to theirs. I think they overfarmed for no reason. I'm expecting that Nidoqueen to come in, and guess what trainers, we are gonna start blocking here because Earth Powers are gonna hurt a lot. I will try to catch the next Earth Power on my Gliscor, and trainers, that is why I love that Gliscor. It resists everything from that Nidoqueen, so that was a pretty safe catch. And of course we're looking at the Earth Power, which needs more energy than Poison Fang, and that is gonna put us ahead. At this point I'm just gonna go for the Night Slash, we're gonna grab the shield, get to the Earthquake, and this is gonna be a GG's because that Obstagoon is not gonna be able to do anything against us, and of course Nidoqueen now will do no work at all against our ground flying typing. Getting the Registeel on the lead as the mirror match, and we're having now a very solid matchup. See those bad IVs over there? Well, we just have 15 attack, and I believe we can get those CMBs for sure. So with that in mind, we're gonna go ahead and shield the first one because I have a feeling that they're gonna try and catch, and because I saw that ground typing, immediately I went out to my Pelipper, and that is looking pretty solid right now. We're having the better matchup, and they also happen to have a Gliscor, which is pretty cool, so why not? Let's see how they can manage my Weather Balls here, because we're gonna go with back to back and of course do tremendous amount of damage to their typing. We're gonna get hit here by a Night Slash, and I don't care at all because now not only I can finish it off, but also we're gonna have the upper hand eventually because we still have a Focus Blast ready to go on our Registeel. I'm expecting the Registeel to return, so I'm just gonna throw my Rage in there, try to catch them with my Gliscor after I throw that Focus Blast, and of course that Night Slash now is gonna do a lot of work against them. Guess what? They also have the same team that like I do, so we have another Mimir here, and we're gonna be able to go now with those Night Slashes after the boost, finishing off the Pelipper, and we are gonna have the upper hand of course because another Night Slash will just seal the deal here, and Registeel will fall down to that cheap damage. Into the next one now, and we're having up on the lead the Toxic Rock, not the best one, we have to get out of there, and most of our leads on this video as you're seeing are gonna be and will be pretty bad, so let's see how we can overcome those obstacles because we're looking at a pretty solid ABB line. They have a Skarmory to answer against our Pelipper, and this is looking pretty solid because now Pelipper can easily destroy down Skarmory on the one shield scenario. So we're just gonna go ahead and pressure even more here with our Weather Balls, and this one is gonna be fatal for the Skarmory, so they have to start and block. We're gonna do the same. We're gonna block because we want that shield, that lead advantage actually back, and we're gonna be able to go now for that Weather Ball, and if they block, this is gonna be pretty cool for us because we still have some more energy to throw another charge attack. Down goes the Skarmory, and now Toxicroak comes in, trying to go for that extra Weather Ball. Of course we cannot, and Gliscor is gonna completely wall down that Toxicroak, meaning that now this Stunfisk will get earthquaked, and of course we're gonna grab this victory eventually. So Gliscor able to go for the great there. I did not want to go for the excellent because I want to charge up a little bit of energy for my Registeel, take a little bit of revenge against the fighter, and of course you're seeing that this Zap Cannon is more than enough to erase not a single Toxicroak, but perhaps a whole family of those Toxicroaks around the swamp. So we're gonna take this victory. Speaking of swamps, we're facing a Swampert up on the lead here, and we're having now the Focus Blast able to do so much damage to this Pokemon. They are not gonna take it, and my plan here is to try and catch eventually on the Pelipper. However, I'm seeing that they're going for the Hydro Cannons, so I'm like, you know what, with the Swampert out of the way, I don't know what will happen at the back, but I will go ahead and sacrifice here my Registeel just for the sake of that shield spent. With the shield advantage, I'm pretty sure that Gliscor eventually will be on a very good spot. The opponent goes for the shield on the Weather Ball, that was not expected, and the switch out to the Sableye, so I'm just gonna go ahead, overfarm so much that they cannot handle the energy, even with the Swampert coming in. Finish off with the Earthquake here, that Sableye, and of course I have to block because I'm not gonna block. Okay, I just misplayed myself as always, and of course I'm just gonna block now the first Hydro Cannon because it can always be something like a Sludge Wave. This is not a Sludge Wave for sure, so we're just gonna take it. Let's see now what they have at the back. Overfarming as always, finishing off that Swampert, and the final Pokemon will be a Skarmory. Okay, this is still kinda scary, but we have some really nice energy management against that Swampert, which means now that we can unleash a lot of power against Skarmory. Gonna go here for that Weather Ball, and because I was not feeling that safe of using another Weather Ball, I decided to go for the Nuke here, the Hurricane, dealing massive damage, even resisted to the Skarmory, and grab for us a very nice victory. So Pelipper, the absolute monster, not only as a safe switch but also as a closer, as you can see, because it's having a lot of very good matchups against the meta. So we're gonna have now the Obstacle in the next one, and this is not looking that good, so we have to switch out to the Pelipper, and what I try to do here is to go ahead and use that Hurricane against the Azumarill. Also, what I want to do here is to showcase to you many and different bad lead scenarios so that you can have a better understanding of the meta, realize your win cons, realize what you should be afraid of, and of course how to play those bad ones, because the fighters and that Swampert is gonna be your main concern when you're using a Pokemon like Registeel up on the lead. It makes no sense at all to show you 10 battles all with Noctowl, Pelippers and whatever up on the lead, or even a Charmer. You still need to do a lot of work with those bad leads, so I'm just gonna focus on that. At the back they have the Marowak, so I'm just gonna throw immediately that Zap Cannon because they still have the shield. I was expecting the Obstacle, to be honest, but they played it pretty smart there, and of course we're just gonna go for the Zap Cannon because we are kinda smarter, right? And we're gonna be able now to block this Night Slash. We have so much energy to spare, so I'm just gonna go here for the bait. We are gonna get the bait, and of course the Earthquake now is gonna nuke down that poor Obstagoon. We just need to reach that final Night Slash, and this is gonna be the end for the Alola Marowak and for this trainer, because we're having the better team comp. Unwanted boost, we don't care at all, we're just gonna take it though, just for the flex. Azumarill in the next one, and speaking of bad leads, we have a very good one here, because yeah, we're just gonna walk hold it down. They want to go here for the ice beam, and I was like, you know what, just throw it, I don't care at all, I still have that sub cannon. But guess what, why and how I like to play this. I want to showcase to you first that you do not have to stay in with your Registeel. Charge up to your second sub cannon and then switch out after the debuff to your Pelipper, because now not only you can tank those moves and not only you can get a lot of energy, but also you can see the backline of theirs and you can definitely nuke them down either with Hurricane or just with a Weather Ball. They have that Skarmory, so we're just gonna go here, spam our Weather Ball damage, and of course we have one more move before fainting, which is pretty big right now because my Registeel now can go in and completely farm down this Skarmory. Whatever there is at the back, most likely it will get debuffed, and of course we're gonna have the upper hand. However, here I go for some weird Focus Blast because I was hoping they will not block. Of course they did, and right now I will take the first one since I know that those mud shots are not gonna do a lot of damage and we can definitely survive one Hydro Cannon. Do not let that red bar section fool you, because Gliscor can still hold on its HP levels since Mudshots are resisted by a lot, and of course those Night Slashes are gonna do all the work that we need. Skarmory comes in, Skarmory goes out, and of course the Night Slash will connect for big damage on the Swampert. Someone has his alarm on their car. I'm sorry about that, but yeah, that happened outside. I hope they haven't stolen him. Anyways, gonna return now into the match here, and we're having the Umbreon up on the lead. Gonna go for the Focus Blast, and they make an amazing catch on that Trevenant. This is not looking that good, but hopefully we got Gliscor, because Gliscor can go in and completely farm down. We're gonna be able to, and kind of forced in using that Night Slash, so we're gonna get a shield in the process, and unfortunately they are gonna go here for that CMP, which means now that we have to throw the Night Slash, and this is gonna be the end for the Trevenant, but we spent some energy in the process. Gonna try to nuke them down here with the Earthquake. In the process though, we just take the Rock Slide, and now they are energy dry. Umbreon returns, and of course we're gonna switch out for our Registeel because we're having a much better matchup. We caught for some reason that last resort, now they go for the foul play, and of course we can just destroy down this Umbreon with a pure Focus Blast. Even if they block here, we can still outspeed to the next move, I believe. So we will try to take this one and perhaps block the second. It's kind of weird, I know, but we can get there to the Focus Blast and most probably win that CMP, which is gonna be pretty neat. And at this point I'm not gonna block at all because that Umbreon is so low that we can simply finish it off with Pelipper. The Stunfisk returns, the Prodigy Son returns, and we're gonna be able to go now for that Weather Ball. That Prodigy Son was pretty weird to say. Anyways, another Weather Ball on the face of the Stunfisk while keeping that shield alive. Down it goes the trap, and of course that Umbreon is gonna seal the deal against that Weather Ball, so we're gonna take this amazing victory. 16th chamber into the next one, and we're facing a very bad lead on the face of a Trevenant, getting out of there to the Lantern. How are we gonna win this thing? Because we are getting walled down. Okay, Lantern is the best counter for Pelipper, and you're gonna see a lot of landers against a lot of weird teams. So yeah, you can see here that we're having a very bad lead, very bad switch, perhaps the worst possible that you can get. So we're gonna get hit by a Thunder, that was crazy, and we're gonna get hit by another move right now, but we're not blocking anything because we know that this Trevenant still has a lot of play against our Registeel, and we do not want to spend that shield on that Registeel. So down we go now to the Surf, and we can go in with the Gliscor. Gonna deal a lot of damage to that Lantern at this amount of HP, lethal actually. Down it goes, and we're gonna expect now the next Pokemon to emerge. It is gonna be the Noctowl. Things are not looking that good for us, but at least we have that shield advantage. We managed to get the boost, which is pretty neat right now. and our only win con was around that boost. I'm gonna go here for another Night Slash, however still not enough to finish off this Pokemon, and we have to go ahead and completely farm down Noctowl. Will they switch out here? They are not switching out. This is looking pretty good, and I think that not switching out was the mistake of my opponent, since now I can definitely outspeed to the double Night Slash, getting another boost which was not needed at all, but we're gonna take it and gonna grab this amazing victory, because Gliscor is an amazing closer, and of course my opponent did a very bad mistake there. Gonna focus now into the next one with that Venusaur up on the lead. That Frenzy Plant is gonna hurt eventually, because 3 of those can finish me off, while we also do not do a lot of damage with that Zap Cannon or Fox Blast. At the back they have a Bastiodon, so that makes a lot of sense. A lot of Bastiodons come in play on Great League lately because of that flying Pokemon being so meta. Not only the Pelipper but also Noctowl, Gliscor and whatever, but Gliscor and Pelipper still have a solid answer against that Bastiodon. I'm gonna go in here with my Registeel, I believe, because I can tank the move and still gonna be able to farm down. This Bastiodon doesn't have the best IVs ever, because the previous Bastiodon that we faced survived with more HP. So here we're gonna be able to farm down by tanking only one flamethrower, not even the second. Gonna go in now with that Gliscor, and of course at the back there is gonna be a Cofagrigus. Okay trainers, all of a sudden we happen to have a win con here, so we're gonna land the first Night Slash. Pretty cool from the enemy, not blocking, they really know their stuff, and they are up to shields. Can we get to triple Night Slash before they even get to that Shadow Ball? Another boost, unwanted as well, but doesn't matter at all, and we're gonna get now to the third Night Slash to finish off the Cofagrigus, and this is gonna be a great game with another attack boost buff. That was crazy, trainers. Thank you for watching, thank you for staying till the end. Just be sure to leave a huge like before you go, subscribe to the channel if you already haven't, and I hope to see you all into the next one. Take care, trainers.